Shut up and sit down.
Greetings, fellow travelers. Oblix here, coming at you today from the final frontier. How y'all doing today? So, we're in a little bit of a different area. Yeah, not quite in our old home. Because, well, the server had an issue, and it corrupted. Basically, all the block IDs changed, and like where my old base was, basically the entire ground turned into silver ore. The whole thing, every grass block turned into silver ore. You know, every fluid pipe from immersive engineering turned into a wind generator from mechanism. It was pretty weird. So yeah, we had to reset the server, guys. So we're starting over. No big deal. You know, some folks were bummed. I get it. You know, they put a lot of work and effort into where they were. And I get it stinks. But, you know, it's part of playing modded Minecraft. You know, things like that are going to happen. You know, you got to deal with it and roll on. You know, don't let it wear you out. So, we've created a brand new world, new seed. Man, look at that mountain over there. It's huge. Obviously, we've chosen a different biome. We are in, well, this is an ice plains, but we've chosen an alpine biome for our house. So I did a walk around the server, looked at several different biomes, and went ahead and went with this one. I like this crevasse here. I guess, I don't know if that's the right word, but you know, surrounded by mountains on all 3 of the 4 sides. I really like that, and I like that big flat wall there. We can do something cool with the entrance here. Now this was all dirt. You know, Ichigo gave us some time in creative to kind of reset. I didn't do much with getting machines and all that, but I did do a little terraforming just to kind of make this the way I want it to be. So I filled all this in with water. It just kind of leveled it out a little bit, did a little leveling up here to flatten this out, and that was about it. You know, filled all this in with water. This was all solid. This waterfall was already here, but it pretty much ended right here, and that was about it. So I went ahead and filled all this in with water. Now this, there was a tiny little lip right here that I took out, and this actually was here. This chasm right here. Obviously the cobblestone wasn't here. I put that in so I can get across. I want to do something cool with a bridge, you know, maybe that comes from over there all the way down here, down the road. But yeah, I do like this kind of chasm, kind of give you this, oh, dwarven temple, you know, moat around the castle kind of thing. And then there's something cool inside I want to show you. If we go in here, kind of dug this out as the entrance, and then if we turn this way, it lines up perfectly with this neat little valley inside these mountains, completely surrounded. That's the lowest wall, and it's quite huge. I mean, look behind us here, my goodness. And we have an extra cool little thing way up here. I mean, we won't make any use of it, I can't imagine, but it's still cool that it's here. I did not know these spawned in alpines, but they do apparently. This. And if we look, we have regen. So it's a regeneration pool. I had no idea these spawned in alpine. Well, alpine foothills, so they're called. Yeah, we got regen. A little regen pool. That's pretty cool. I wonder if we made the water flow. If the okay, ideas, future ideas, because we have no materials, guys. We got nothing. We got to get busy. So I've made a little, well, let's see, let's go over here. I did dig a hole through the mountain all the way through over here in the corner, just so I didn't have to go up and over the mountain or go around the long way. And what that lets me do is come out here to where I've got a little tree farm, and I tell you, these trees are not growing. The pine tree, I put pine trees down, they are growing. I put some fir trees down right along that line right there, they're not growing at all. And I put spruce trees, they're also not growing at all. So I don't think they grow in an ice plains biome. Not naturally, so I'm going to have to do something underground, I think, to get a good tree farm. I did harvest a bunch of fir along the way, but so I've got a ton of fir to work with. I'm not hurting for wood, but looks like replenishing that stock is going to be a challenge. So we'll have to work with that. Now, I did there was a little cave right here on the side of the mountain, and I've kind of filled it in a little bit just to hide it off some. You know, cooked up some cobblestone and made it look nice. Put a fir door on it, and I hollowed out a big bunch of it. The cave kind of came in right here, and then kind of went up and over this right here all the way to the back wall back there. So I've just started hollowing all this out and got some farms going, so we can get our power started. And basically I'm just going to redo what I've already done, and I'm going to do a lot of that off camera, just to get us back to where we were, because you guys don't want to watch me redo the same thing over again, you know, the exact same thing all over again one more time. You've seen it, you don't want to see it again. So I'm just going to kind of get us caught back up to where we should be. So we'll start again with our canola power. We'll get that going. I'm going to get our, oh, I don't have seeds yet. I need a spot for seeds, I think. There we go. Trying to keep up with the farming and make sure we're not getting behind on that. Oops, I missed the canola. There we go. So I'm going to use this field for power and this field for food. So I am growing some string and some coffee and some wheat and carrots right now, because I may have to do some breeding just to get our food supplies up. But yeah, I'm going to start with some basic power. I'll probably do a coal generator like we did last time, and start with our oil and get that set up. So we can, I've done some mining as well. I got a few ore, nothing major. I haven't found any diamonds yet. We'll find some eventually. Got some other bits and bobs. Man, this Tiny Progressions web gem, holy cripes, this stuff is everywhere. It's insane. This the Ender ore is also insane in the quantities. Now this is what this door goes down to. This is our mine. That goes, you can see it all the way down there is bedrock. So it just goes straight down to bedrock. And there were some caves along the way that, you know, we've trolled through and dug out as much ore as we can. Gone through a bunch of huge amount of stone picks. You see the little bit left on this one, and a bunch of iron picks as well, trying to clear out all this and getting it ready for us. But you know, did find some villages along the way. There's a bunch of villages on this map. Holy cripes, they're everywhere. So that's giving us the ability to get a whole bunch of stuff going really early. So that's awesome. But let me go ahead and get started with some power. I said I'll bring in little like update cuts along the way, but I'm not going to go through each one of the crafting because, like I said, we've already done that. So let me get started, and I'll bring you back for an update. All right, so here we go. We're down here at the end of the hallway. Got a coal generator going, producing some power, which let us make an atomic reconstructor, so we can make with a zappity, and got a powered furnace, so we can do some quick cooking. Smelting ingots and things like that without using our coal. Well, I guess technically we are using our coal, but maybe a little more efficiently. So now I'm going to use this to make a coal generator, you know, the fermenter and the canola press, as well as some man, brain freeze, power relays, lasers, power laser relay thingamabobberdealios. Yeah, that. We'll do that. Once I get those going, I'll bring you back. Yeah, slight deviation. I went ahead and made a crusher, something we didn't do last time, just so I could do some quick ore processing. I can't remember last time we were using mechanism or something else, but I went ahead and made the actual additions one just because I've got all the machines right here to do it. So it's pulverizing some iron for us right now, so we can turn that into Inori crystals. Because I want to get farmers going for these fields, so they'll harvest the fields for us. So almost done, but I'll bring you back here in a little bit. All right, I've got the canola press, the fermenting barrel, and the oil generator up, as well as all the laser relays. So there's the fluid laser relays from the press to the fermenter, more fluid laser relays from the fermenter to the oil generator. So we'll get the refined oil, which produces better power for longer than just the regular canola oil. We are seeding the power from our coal generator back here, producing, and it's finally got everything all filled up. So yeah, it's got that one filled up too. So it's seeding power for our canola press because this oil generator isn't producing any yet. So we're going to come over here. I do already have our planters made, so we'll be able to work with them here in a minute. We'll be able to grab some canola. Actually, let's just grab a whole stack. And we will pop the canola in here. It'll use some power and start processing that into oil. The oil will come over here and be processed into, so this is basic canola oil. It'll process it into refined canola oil. We'll see that happen, and it'll pop it into the generator, and the generator will start producing 80 CF a tick for 120 ticks per half a millibucket. And that's definitely going to be better than this guy. And it should be self-sustaining now. We should be able to break this guy off, and he should sustain himself. So he will produce the oil, he will produce the power, and send the power back to him. Now the fermenter doesn't need power, but the press definitely does. So awesome, we've got a self-sustaining power system, and we technically don't need this guy anymore. So we could just do something like that, and then we just need to power these three guys here. Do we have enough relays? We do. I thought I made enough. So we could do that if we wanted to. Kind of starts to look a little bit tacky when you have 18 million laser relays running around everywhere. It's cool if they're like on the ceiling, but when you start having to walk through them, I don't much like it. But this will get us going for the early part of the game here. Now we've got our planters. Let's see about definitely getting some auto planting at least going on this canola field here. So if I remember right, I have to do this from behind, and of course it breaks right then. And of course I was wrong, so now it's facing that way. Dang it. Always the case, right? Always the case. Yep. Alright, let's come over here and get some... Oh, no, you know, I got a crusher now. Let's get an iron pick going. And pop over here to our crusher. Of course, I've got iron right here. Sometimes I tell you, I just don't know where my head is. I got iron sitting in my inventory, and I'm going over here to get iron. Just, it's nuts, I tell you, it's nuts. Oh well, what you gonna do? So let's get on back over here. I know I said I would do all this off camera, and here I am doing it on camera because I don't know. One of them days, folks. One of them days. So we can pop this here like so. And once, he's not going to do anything until he has power, but once he has power, he is going to make magic happen. Meaning he is going to start, well, that just didn't work at all. Get off there. He's going to start harvesting all that canola for us. And bringing it into his own inventory, which is awesome. He's not the fastest thing in the world, but canola doesn't grow that fast. So there you go. See it showing up in here, which is great. So I think what we do now, the item transfers on actually additions, until you can get into the phantom stuff, really are not that good. So I would need to put in a hopper underneath him, a hopper interface with the laser relay, and that's just going to look stupid. I think I'm going to switch over to extra utilities and run some pipes. Might even switch these over just to cut out some more lasers. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. Let me get those crafted up and get this set up, and I'll bring you back. Alright, we've got all of it set up. I did do a little rearrange on this side just because that looks better, not because that's necessary. And ran our power laser relay thingamadelios over to here and set up our other farmer, and it is collecting all the goodies from our crops. Now, it will not harvest the immersive engineering crops to my recollection. We'll have to do those manually, and I will fill in these last three with the hemp seeds. While it will harvest the coffee and the flax and all that stuff, I'm going to move that to a different farm. I'm going to set up another farm somewhere, let it produce that stuff, just because I want to save this for rice, because we need the food. So what we'll do is take this rice here, and I need to put a crafting table over there. This has been kind of running back and forth. Is getting on my nerves. There we go. So we take this, go across like so. We produce rice dough in large quantities. And we'll take that dough over to here. And let's just pop that block out and pop a crafting table in there so we can use that. We'll pop the dough in there and we'll cook it, and it'll make rice bread. So now we got a good food source. That gives us 3 haunches versus all the basic Minecraft stuff gives us 1 haunch, because Pam's Harvest Craft sucks in the new version of Minecraft. Or the new version of Pam's Harvest Craft sucks and changes all the saturation from the vanilla Minecraft foods, which is unrealistic. You know, cooked steak gives you 1 haunch of food, and it's just stupid. Kind of irritating, actually. But we'll use this actually additions bread as our main food source, like we were doing with the other pack, or the other world before it corrupted on us. That'll make a good food source. So now, phew, okay, that's a load off my mind. I was getting a little worried about the food, you know, having to not run because I'm eating 1 haunch cooked potatoes was getting, it was getting old real fast. So now I need to output this. I want to probably put it into this crate, maybe. Give me all the goodies. I think we will switch it over to here. Let me out. Let me out. Put that there. Put this there. And we need to run some cables over to here. So I'm going to have to craft some more of those, I believe. Let me take care of that. Nope, no crafting needed. I did have some more here. I forgot I crafted up a whole bunch early, so I wouldn't have to be recrafting 52,000 times. So let's pop this on here. I'm going to have to get rid of that torch, which is kind of hurting my heart a little bit. There we go. That's just going to look stupid. There's no good place to put that torch. But the crops really do want that light. Let's see how they do without it. So we're just going to pipe that into here, and that's going to pull all the bits and bobs out of the farmer over to here, which is good news for us. It'll let us continue crafting, or let us collect more crops than what the farmer will hold natively. Are the words that are trying to come out of my mouth in a big fail. I really don't like this being up there like that. I did it because of the torch, but if I'm going to take the torch out on that side, then I might as well take the torch out on this side. And I'm half thinking maybe take this out, and then this. I'll do that. I don't know if I like it or not, but hey, whatever. Can always change it later. Could put the canola press right there. And this, like right there. And just slide all this down. Nah, the fermenter would have to go there. Because the press could go there, the laser would be there, and it's... Yeah, no, we're fine. We'll just stay like we are. So, cool. Alright, what do I want to do next? I guess I want to get going with some mechanism machines. I want to get some wind generation going on. Remember, we've got these massive hills around here we can throw wind generators on. So let me get working on that, and I'll bring you back. Alright, as you can tell by the grinding machine running sound in the background, I have created a metallurgic infuser. And we are making some steel. I also switched over to wub tools, which are from Tiny Progressions, and use these wub gems. These things are stupid prevalent in the world, and they have really good durability. I mean, look at that, 3,000 durability. I don't know if they're any good or not. I haven't used them yet, but went ahead and created them, because why wouldn't you? But let me go ahead and craft up some steel. I want to get these lasers replaced with some universal cable, at least from here around. I think I'm going to leave the lasers going across the farms, but we'll get these replaced so we can expand our machines down this way as we want. And I'm going to work on some more mechanism machines because we want to get our windmills going. But once I get a little more progress, I'll bring you back. Remember, we're still just trying to catch up from where we were in the previous world. Alright, Oblic's been making with the grind, and you will see we've expanded our farms quite drastically. It has been quite a while since the last clip. Added 2 more farms in the back there. And what I've done is just made this farm all rice, this farm all canola, and we're automating those guys. This farm is going to be additional crops. We've got carrots and wheat. Back in here, potatoes, beetroot, and all that kind of stuff. And then over here we've got all our Pam stuff that we found thus far. And as we find more, we'll fill in the rest of these spaces. And then I'm turning this into just a big old hemp farm. You see, this hemp requires a lot more light than any other crops for whatever reason. So I've put just spam torches everywhere around this stuff. Then over here, we've been crafting steel like crazy. And then turning the powder into ingots, or the dust into ingots, of course. I have made an advanced energy cube from mechanism. And some universal cable, which is what we were using the steel for. And basically, the generator is the oil generators powering the advanced cube, just like we had in the old house. Even the same cube, we had an advanced over there as well. And the reason why is the next tier up is just too expensive. The advanced is doable. You just need a basic energy cube, some tablets, some osmium, and some enriched alloys, so not a problem. The elite gets a little more expensive. We need diamonds, and I haven't found diamonds yet, so We can't do the Elite. Then we're running the basic energy universal cables just all around behind our machines here to power them, to get rid of those ugly lasers. But I did keep lasers for the farms, and I'm powering it also off the cube at the top up here. So the 8 million joules or 3.2 million RF this guy holds will power all of our entire base. So that'll keep us going, for a while. I've been trying to keep this up to keep growing our hemp farm. So as new ones show up, I break them, grab the seeds, and keep planting. We'll get that all spread out eventually. I said I'm going to keep these manual farms for the time being until we get an Ender IO farm, I think. Sometimes carrots just don't give you the carrot. That's kind of sucky. But yeah, we'll keep going on this. I'll keep making with the grindy. I did add some storage drawers for our canola down here, so the farm pushes the seeds and the canola to this drawer. We're not producing extra seeds yet. It hasn't filled up this side of the farmer, but once it does, the seeds will start showing up here in the output. So what I've done is just made a buffer for them, so this drawer will fill them up, and this drawer will take in the canola, and then of course it's pushing the canola out into the press. So that'll help keep our farmer emptied up and let it produce a lot more. Kind of give us a backlog in the event we ever use too much. And I did the exact same thing with the rice. Since we are auto harvesting the rice, it's just pulling out of our farm here. This is back from when it was harvesting other things besides just rice. So as these seeds fill up, they'll pop over here into the output and fill up our drawers, but the rice also will pop out and fill up our output. So I made drawers for these guys as well, and I did go ahead and connect up the crate. Even though we're not using it yet, we're not auto harvesting anything that the crate that would go into the crate. So I'm still manually pushing all these items, just like you're watching me do now, into this crate. But I did go ahead and hook it up, so in the event we ever do, or we want to add another farmer down there, we can just have it pipe in here into the crate. Maybe we'll turn this into a wall of farm storage or something. I don't know. We'll see. We see how it goes. But for now, that's what we got. So I guess if this guy... maybe I don't want that. If he ever overflows, I gotta put a slab there. Reason being is if he ever fills this drawer up, I don't really want him filling all the empty space up on this crate with rice. Once this drawer is full, we're pretty much good on rice. I do still need to make a kitchen. I guess I don't need one. We have a way to make our rice bread relatively easy. We just run over here and throw it in the furnace. We do a little crafty and throw it in the furnace. We're good to go. But it definitely doesn't hurt to have a full kitchen, so you can do other things in the event that has a problem, or you just want a variety, something different. But I did have to build a mechanism configurator, so we've got that now. I want to get into an atomic reconstructor. We are going to need diamonds for that, so I'm going to have to go make with the mining. While these grow, I also need to build that area for the tree farm like we were talking about. Just a big old space with a tall roof. I'll probably go down, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe back there and down or something, or I don't know. We'll find a spot. But just about this size of one of these plots, but just deep. So we can grow tall trees if we need to. The jungles and the spruces and those things. I did run back over to the tree farm and still no spruce, but we are now starting to get one or two of the fir trees grew. So they do grow in this biome. They just grow super, super slow. Like ridiculously slow. So gonna have to come up with something for that. Like I said, I think growing them indoors may be the solution. We'll try that out with something simple like oak, and just see if we can get them to grow indoors a little bit easier. All right, I've added an osmium compressor, a crusher, and an enrichment chamber to get us back up to where we were at the old place. I didn't make the furnace yet. I've got an Actually Additions furnace right there we can just use. The reason I'd made the mechanism furnace back at in the old world was because my furnaces that I was using for just day-to-day use were upstairs, and I didn't want to be running up and down the stairs all the time. So, I mean, this is close enough. I can just walk here and do that. Eventually, we'll probably make one, and we can automate some ore production. I mean, we can use this enrichment chamber to process ore, just like we're using the crusher. But either one of them will work for now. This just kind of gets us back to where we were, so we can start working into our mechanism production. I am going to have to go down and do some mining. I've got to find diamonds so we can get going with some deeper mechanism stuff that'll let us make the refined obsidian, which will let us make things like our atomic reconstructor and stuff like that. So a little ways to go, but I'm gonna have to get down there and do some more diggy and find some diamonds. So let me go. I still got to replace that slab. Dadgummit. Let me get down into the mines, into the deep dark. Well, not technically the deep dark. Deep dark is in this pack, but we're not going there today. Let me get down there and get some digging going. All right, guys, I've been making with the mining, as you can see. I've dug out just a little bit of space down here at bedrock. Of course, you guys, most of you know, mobs don't spawn on bedrock, so we really don't need those torches. They just help me see what I'm doing down here. But yeah, I got to tell you, these web picks, man, these things rock. The durability on them is awesome. So I've been very happy with these tools. And the ore this is the ore right there. And if you look around, you're going to see that ore there. I mean, there's some there. It's everywhere. Before I dug this out, I mean, there's there. It's there. It's there. It's there. It's there. It's there. It's all over the place. So as you can see, it's very easy to keep a stash of picks. So I come in here and I hit with the vein mine and knock out a big section of wall. Now these little dudes are obnoxious as all get out because there's so much of that ender ore in here. Yeah, I just come in here, make with the diggity, and we've got all the goodness. Now I've already been down here for quite a while. As you can see, all this is torn out, and I just bring two immersive engineering crates down here, pop them right there, and leave one for ores and one for gems and such, and just fill them up. So let me take you back upstairs and we'll take a look at what we collected thus far. Who needs a mining dimension? Actually, the mining dimension is pretty nice to have, but it's not totally necessary. I did find a bunch of caves that ran pretty low down there, and did find a copper ore shrub down in one of those caves, so I came up and made it a little home. And so far what we found is all this ore. Nice. Tons to get us going. Then we also found a few gems. See all these web gems, tons of ender dust and coal and things of that nature. Some more gems. And some more gems. Yeah. Tons and tons. Did find 21 diamonds, so awesome. We now have a few diamonds to our name. Some more of this garbage. There we go. So we will be able to progress on, and I have been popping up here every so often and trimming down our farm. So we've got a pretty good stock of farm materials here. So now we're going to be able to expand into mechanism. We're going to be able to get our atomic disassembler. Yes! So we're going to be able to disassemble plenty of things. I did go harvest some trees. The pine's growing very well. I did have a few spruce grow, so they do eventually grow. They just grow really, really slow. The pine trees grow much, much faster. But I need the spruce because storage drawers you can't make with the Biomes of Plenty wood. You have to use vanilla Minecraft wood, the spruce or acacia or oak or whatever. So I am having to grow just regular old everyday wood. So that's why I've got the spruce out there, because we are obviously using some storage drawers. So we're up to 600. I have been eating the heck out of some rice bread as I do all that vein mining. But let me go ahead and get the parts together to get our atomic disassembler together. If you remember, that is this guy right there. And he's an awesome little apparatus for murdering mobs' faces and digging. Kind of all in one tool. And then, of course, we want to get some of these wind generators going. Because we have an absolutely massive hill we could place them on. I mean, we'll start with, like, down here because we're not going to have the power cables to run, you know, all the way up to the top of this thing. There's just no way this early in the game. But eventually, we will. You know, we'll probably start with putting them up here somewhere by the regen pool. I mean, it would be nice. Who making funny noises? Oh, Lord, have mercy. Stupid llamas. Oh, shut up. I'll turn you into leather. So, yeah, maybe, I mean, it would be nice to have some up in here. I mean, they will do really well right here. They would do even better up there. Holy cripes, that's a long way up. But, I mean, to start with, if we can just get them... Dude, you sound like you need to blow your nose. Yeah, really? It's bad, dude. It's bad. Have a lozenge or something. Ricola. Anyway, maybe right up here on that ledge, something like that. I don't know. We'll find a spot for them, but we definitely need to get some going, so we can get some of that free go-go juice. I mean, technically, we already have free go-go juice in our canola, but it's just not enough. I mean, it's enough, plenty for now. It's more than enough for now. And it's keeping our little cube all filled up, running our machines as we need them run. I should turn that to a double crusher and then pipe it into here and start doing some ore duplication with our ores. But yeah, let me go ahead and get busy with the atomic disassembler. I think we can go ahead and just... Diamonds go. Diamonds! One of those. I got some obsidian here. There we go. Actually, I think I only need 4. I'll hang on to those just in case, but I think I only need 4. So I think each one will turn into 2, if I'm not mistaken. What I don't remember is this. I think it's the enrichment chamber. Aha! Let's see, is it 1 turns into 2? I think it is. Yes! Okay, so that'll get us what we need. And then we also need to enrich this diamond. So we'll let that run for a minute. And run up and down aimlessly while that's happening. Our farm has been working a treat now that it's matured. The crops, we still have a few crops that haven't matured over there. That hemp takes so much light, it's ridiculous. But the other crops are just producing like crazy, as you saw up here. Won't be a problem. So there's our 8, and let's enrich one of these guys. And it should turn into a compressed diamond for us. Which it did. Now, 1 diamond would do 1 dust, but 1 compressed diamond will do 8 dust. Yeah. So we want to put this in here. Like so. And we'll let that run, and it will turn into... There we go. Refined obsidian. Nice. Come over here because it's loud. We just need to let that finish up, and then we'll cook them. And then atomic disassembler. What else do we need for this thing? Energy tablet. We're gonna have to make one of these. All right, let me get going with these things here, and we'll get this guy up and running. See you in a minute. All right, I got a little carried away and got our atomic disassembler ready to go. I also went ahead and crafted 4 wind generators, which is what we had last time, and crafted some universal cable to get it down here. Hopefully this is enough universal cable to get it all the way down, because I want it to come in right here. So if we look at this, this is... to click on the wrong buttons. 731,508. Y'all help me remember that. 731,508. So let's go find that on the surface and see what it looks like. 731 and 508. It's going to be pretty far over here, I think. I don't know. Sorry, it's making me dizzy too. Get up here with our spitting friends. 731. We need 508 is this way. Shut up. So we are at 506, 507. 508. And I don't think we can get to 730. Well, we can get to 731, but it won't be up here. Wait, no. 731 is this way. Well, why heck, we sure can. Bam, right there. Wow. That is really, really high up. Okay. So this is the spot, huh? Okay. Well. Stupid Kendall, stupid knights. Die. I really hate you guys. Alright, is this the spot? 31508. Okay, that's the spot. Let's mark it. So what I think I can do is place these guys here like this. Shouldn't have to worry about hearing them all the way up here. It should not be an issue. Just gonna hammer straight down. Let's switch this to fast and take the express. Oi. Hello, ghost block. I hate ghost blocks. farther you think it is. There we go. Now, can I jump on these in place at the same time? I can, yes. So, am I going to have enough, or am I going to have to go craft some more? It is a mighty long way up there. And you know what? This was a bad idea, because this isn't going to power the cube. This is going to power the line. I'll have to work that out later. Oy. Wow, I was close. Took us took over a stack to get these guys going. What are they producing up here? Sweet, 274. That's joules. In RF, they're producing 109 RF each. So they can be better. If you take them all the way up, they can be better. But we'll definitely need some more power cables. So, but for the time being, oh yeah, these cable can carry plenty. So let's get back down to the house and see if we can't work out something to connect them to those cells. Or to that cell, I should say. We only got the one. Boop. Okay, so right now, power's coming out of the cube right there and this way. It's only coming out. Power's coming into the cube from the bottom. So what we want to do is separate this from that. How do we do that? I think we go, let's turn this on not fast mode. Okay. If we of course, then I should have ran this whole line one block back, but hey, what you gonna do? I don't want those to connect. So I want to come, that's gonna want to connect, isn't it? Unless I come out like this. And then tell the cube to output on that side. Oh, this is a big old wiring mess. I could do all this with the configurator and clean it up, but I can also just do that. So now what's happening is the power coming in from way up there is shooting down this line, and I think I probably will move it back to this line right there. I'll do that off camera, but I think I will, just to clean it up a little bit, both on the top and on the bottom. But it is shooting into here, and it is coming into the cube right there. Then it is pushing out of the cube right here and heading over into our machines. Now, the question is, did I... Yeah, that's an output, that's an input. This needs to be an input. There we go. So now, even without this generator running, it's still going to be getting power from our wind generators up there. So it will produce, or well, we're producing a lot more power than we were. What about 3, 4, what, almost 600 RF per tick? So that's not bad. That'll get us going for quite some time. So this guy's got 3,000. So if we zap him a few times, let him burn some energy. Yeah, see, he can't even consume enough energy to do anything. It's filling up as fast as it's coming down, and it hadn't even dented in this. So we're getting a ton of power now. So I do think that is all the time I'm going to have for today. Next time we need to get some armor, and we need to get some more machines going. We got to get back into Industrial 4 going, get our fish farm set back up, get our portal to the mining dimension going, possibly take a look at the nether once we get some armor, because we've been just walking around here in our skin, which is dangerous. But until next time, you guys get out there and make some noise. See ya.